Hey, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diane, and today we're going to be doing a sheet pan roasted vegetables for the whole week. So just look in your fridge or go to the market and get the vegetables that you want, and we're going to be roasting these vegetables enough to last you for the whole week. So just finishing up my carrots here. And you pick the vegetables that you want. So I've sharpened my knife, so hopefully my knife is nice and sharp. I'm going to be adding stuff to my trash bowl over here. I've got my pan already. My oven is preheating to 475. So we're going to roast these vegetables at 475 for 8 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to turn it down to 425. And we're going to roast them until they're to the doneness or tenderness that you want to achieve. All right, so I got my whole pan nice and oiled up. I'm going to add a layer of salt to that. And we're going to add some pepper to that. Okay? All right. I've got some broccoli that I've had that I've trimmed and I've washed. And so I'm going to add that. This is going to come together so quickly for you. Then we're going to start adding our carrots in. Got my carrots all nice and peeled. And all I'm doing is just to help them cook along, I'm just cutting them in half. What we want to do is we want to create a beautiful sheet pan of vegetables, and these vegetables are gonna last us all week long. Okay, so it's gonna help you get out of the kitchen quicker, so that when you get home from work or whatever you're doing during the course of the day, it's gonna help you out a whole lot because you're gonna already have your vegetables ready. Alrighty, so next I have my green beans that I'm going to add, and I've looked through them and made sure that they look okay and there's no spots on them and not too big of a, those little strings that you get at the end or whatever. I make sure I don't have any of those on there. And these are French green beans, so they are the thinner green beans, and they are fresh. So what I did is I dried these off because I don't want my vegetables but too wet. I want to roast them and not stew them. So we're just going to add those in there just like that. And remember, this is going to last you for the week. So make sure you get enough vegetables to go in for the week. All right, so the reason we dried them is that they look good to me, is that we want the oil to be able to stick and adhere to the vegetables, and it'll make them roast better. Then I have a little piece of cabbage that I had left over in my refrigerator, and I'm just going to thinly slice that and add that over into my vegetable sheet pan tray. And then I'll probably just chunk it a little bit. If it looks like it's too much, I won't add it all. I'll just save it and use it for something else. My husband's really not a fan of cabbage, as you know. But I think we're going to be fine. That looks great. As you can see, we're just building, and this is a large sheet pan that I have. It's a 20 by 15, I believe it is. Then I have a red onion that I'm just going to cut nice and thick, and we're going to do the same thing with this. We're just going to chunk a couple of times, and don't worry, we're going to mix this one. Normally I don't mix my vegetables. I kind of keep them separated, but we're going to mix this. I think I'll go ahead and put the rest of this onion in here. Okay, so next I have some mushrooms. They've been washed and cleaned, and I'm just going to add those over in there. You don't want to add, that's a really big one. Let's chop him up a little bit. You don't want to add too many things that'll be watery and cause your vegetables to be watery. But you want to add stuff that's pretty much going to cook at the same time. I have one sweet potato that I had in my dry bin. And we're just gonna get this peeled up. I'm gonna wash it off. We're gonna chop it up and we're gonna add it right here. Now you can, if you want more uniform chops, you can of course just use your chopper. I'm not gonna pull mine out today. That's just one more thing I'd have to wash. So like I said, I sharpened my knife and it's sharpened very well. So we're just gonna go ahead and use this handy dandy pillow, and we're gonna chop it right over into it. So I want to say thank you to all of my viewers for sticking with me and watching my channel. I am going to cut the sweet potato a little bit smaller because, you know, it'll take longer to cook. But if you cut them at a really nice size and cut them about that thickness, they'll cook up fine and be nice and tender. But I certainly want to thank you so much for sticking with me and leaving your comments. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you and all that you do for me. And then lastly, I have some potatoes. Alrighty, so here's my potatoes, and I got them nice and chopped up, about that size. We're just gonna get them right over in here. Very good. Now we're gonna add some seasonings to this. So whatever you want. I chose not to use fresh garlic with this, simply because, but I'm putting a good amount of garlic on mine. I don't want it to burn, and it's going to take pretty much a longer time for it to cook. Then we're going to go back in and we're going to season with some salt and some pepper. Then I'm going to put some of this on it, give it a nice shake, get everything all stirred up together. I'm going to add a little bit of that just to bring out more and more flavor, okay? A little bit more in there. And I'm going to go in with some parsley flakes. And you can see that's already looking really, really good, y'all. Then we're going to go in with some olive oil. And we're getting ready to toss. My oven has beeped, and so it's ready. And be careful, you don't want to put too much olive oil to where it's soggy. If you need to add more olive oil later, of course, that's perfectly fine. All right. If you need to make 2 sheet pans because you have a large family, then, hey, absolutely fine. Just put one on the bottom rack and the other one on the top rack, and I would rotate them. Now I want you to go in and I want you to be able to stir this up with a spoon after your 8 to 10 minutes on that 475 degree heat. I'm thinking it's going to take anywhere between 25 to 30 minutes to cook, but my oven cooks fast, so it may take a little bit longer, but you just be sure and keep a real good eye on yours, okay? Wow, y'all, this looks good. It even smells delicious. Oh my goodness. I'm just going in now, massaging that oil into my broccoli. Okay, yeah, it's spilling all over the place, but that's okay. Everything is clean right here, so I don't have any problems with putting it back in there. Now, I have done this before with zucchini, and it made it a little too watery for me, so I stayed away from this zucchini. I don't know if my zucchini was just too overly ripe, but I didn't put any zucchini in this. But if you love the zucchini, then you go ahead and give it a shot, okay? All right, now that's looking good. I feel like I've got everything nicely coated, and I'm just gonna spread it out. And what I'm doing also is I'm creating some holes in the bottom of my pan where I'm just separating it, so everything, so the bottom of the pan I have some holes, and that's going to help it to also bring some heat up top. All right, this looks good. We're going to put it in the oven 475 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. Turn it down to 425 and let it cook until your desired tenderness, okay? All right, I'll be back after everything is done. Don't forget to stir it during the course of its cooking time, okay? This will last us all week long. I'm going to put some jasmine rice in my cassoulet back here and let that cook, so I'll be able to have some jasmine rice with it. It's going to be great. We'll be back. Alrighty, so our vegetables for the week are completely done. They're done to the tenderness that I want them at and the crispiness. And all I'm going to do is take and let them completely cool. I don't want to fool with them too much, but I just want you to see that. And that's my jasmine rice going off. Just those potatoes are nice and done and tender. Not going to slap it in my mouth because it is too hot. And the sweet potato, same way. The green beans to my liking. I will pop one of those in my mouth. That looks really good. I think I'm going to, while it's still hot, sprinkle a little bit more salt on top of it. Wow. This is fantastic. I'm going to not bother them. Let them completely cool. Put them in my storage container. And so then next week, all week, I have my vegetables already done. I can have my rice with it as another side. I can either take and put cheese on top of it and have, you know, a vegetable melody with cheese on top of it. You could add some couscous to it. Just whatever you want to add to it to go along with your protein for the week. Something to get you in and out of the kitchen really quick and fast. Thank you so much for joining me. Be blessed, and I'll see you real soon.